I dodged a bullet or just lost the love of my life. Whoa, baby, baby, I feel crazy, but all night and every day.
Hey, what's good, guys? So, if you're new to my channel, hey, my name is Lorena. You should subscribe to join my squad because yeah, why not? Okay, let's just start right onto the video and start with my favorite concealer by NYX, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my eyes just to prime it and make sure that my eyeshadow stays all day. Then moving on to Revlon Color Stay Pressed powder. I'm grabbing some of that with my round dense brush and basically just distribute that evenly all over my lids to later allow blending to be much easier when I apply my eyeshadows. So yeah, then I moved on to the electric palette. The shade is Savage. So I'm just gonna be using a dense pointy brush basically, and I'm just gonna use that to apply that shadow onto my lids. And as you can see, it's kind of vibrant, and I'm not extending this eyeshadow any further than my actual lids because I don't want it to be so dramatic than other eyeshadows that I've created on my channel. Then I grabbed my flat blending brush and I'm just gonna be blending the edges of where I applied that shadow and just make it look softer. And the Makeup Forever palette, and I use that pink shade, which is ME700, and from the Urban Decay eyeshadow, I use that silvery shade in which is called Revolt, and I mixed them together and it created this shimmery purple shade. And I switched brushes because I realized that it wasn't giving me the intense, like the color wasn't so intense, so I just decided to switch brushes and it worked out perfectly fine for me because it looks so much better this way. And then just blended it quickly just to make sure there's no harsh lines between those two shadows. And I'm gonna move on to my face makeup, but I'm nowhere near done doing my eye makeup. So basically for my face makeup, I use the Hourglass stick foundation in golden tan, and basically what you just saw was me using my favorite rosehip oil and applying some of that onto my brush just to keep my face a little more moisturized. And basically I use a flat foundation brush and just blend the whole thing into my face and make sure it's blended up to my forehead, down to my neck because necessities. Then back to my Holy Grail concealer. I put this under my eyes just to brighten it up and basically, to make me look more awake. And who doesn't want to look awake? So basically, this is a must step. Everyone actually really does this, so this isn't that different from any other routine. Then I was like, wait, hold up. I have more imperfections. And I went back into my Hourglass stick foundation and I just applied some of that on my imperfections and I just blended it in with my ring finger. And then I went into the Ben 9 powder, I think that's how you pronounce it, in banana, and I used a random brush basically, and I just patted some of that powder onto the high points of my face and where I put my concealer just to set it. And basically I'm just gonna let that bake on my face. So yeah. Then I was like, oh wait, hold up, let's go back to the eyes. And I grabbed my Kat Von D in black, I think it's tattoo liner or something like that, and I'm gonna attempt to line my eyes on camera, so pray for me. You're actually gonna see me do some errors because I'm gonna clean it up with concealer because I'm nowhere near perfect, especially when I do my wing liner. So yeah, don't judge me, please, and thanks. So basically, soon I'm going to be curling my lashes, and then I'm going to be applying my favorite mascara by Maybelline. It's the yellow tube, and I've always used it. So if you have any recommendations for me for mascaras, please leave them in the comments down below. And now it's time to apply the falsies, which honestly, I could have chosen a better pair, so if you have any better recommendations, leave them down in the comments below. And now back to the eyeshadow, because I told you we are not done with our eye makeup. So I'm gonna be grabbing the first pink shade that we got from the Urban Decay Electric palette, and we're gonna be putting that all over our bottom lashes, basically just to finish the look. Try not to poke your eyes, please. And then I remembered, oh yes, I was baking my face, so I think it's time to dust away this powder, and that's exactly what I did. So, yeah, don't know what else to say, but then the exciting part, I got that silver shadow, and I'm gonna be using that to highlight the inner corner of my eyes. And let me tell you, this actually does, like, I feel like this is what made the look come together, honestly. Like, tell me that it didn't, because I believe it did. I'm actually gonna try this as an actual highlighter just to see how it works out. So I'll let you know. Now, finally, that we're actually done with the eye makeup, we can finally finish up the face makeup, and I'm just ending it off with contouring my face, and I'm just using my fingers to kind of make my nose look slimmer because it kind of worked out, so why not? And then I'm gonna be grabbing a dense round brush, and I'm not gonna blend it so much. I'm just gonna make it look kind of sharp because I'm gonna be adding on something else later to make it look more natural, I guess. And I'm just doing the same thing on my forehead. So now, as you can see, I'm using, well, actually you didn't see, but I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette, the powdered version, and I used the two shades on the right, and I mixed them together, and I just blended that into the cream contour, and it kind of made it look really nice in my opinion. So that's the thing that happened. So I'm quickly going to be moving on to highlighter, and I'm going to be applying that on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose, and just also I want to mention that I like using the Mario Badescu spray before doing my cheek highlighter, just because I feel like it's more intense, and then I like to blend it out with the bigger fan brush. And yeah, so if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to subscribe and give this a like, and stay tuned for more. Mwah.
Sitting eyes wide open behind these four walls, hoping you call. It's just a cruel existence, like there's no point hoping at all. Baby, baby, I feel crazy up all night, and every day. Give me something, but you just say nothing. What is happening to me? I don't wanna live forever, 'cause I know I'll be living in vain, and I don't wanna feel wherever. I just wanna keep calling your name until you come back.
It's so, how would I vlog with this? This is so uncomfortable.
It's because you have short arms.
Hey, that's me.